Hello, everybody, and welcome to the pre-market show. It's Thursday, the 23rd of October. Trump is about to announce a very important announcement. We're going to break it down. We're going to prepare for that during the trading day. It's coming out 1 hour before the market closes. We call it Power Hour. You're not going to want to miss this show. Let's get over to the show. All right, it's time to rock and it's time to roll. We have a very, very jam-packed show for you all today. I want to start off by saying welcome to each and every one of you who has decided to report to duty. Report to duty today. Everybody on duty today. I really appreciate you joining us. We have Benjamin Praise saying hello. Eco Denny saying hello. Also in the office and present is the Tesla trader. I recognize that name anywhere. Christy is also there, and everybody seems to be energized and ready to go today. So the first things first, I'm going to remind everybody we are doing a prize giveaway, and the way to enter the prize giveaway is you got to put your name on a Google form. That Google form is actually going to be in the live chat. So you will see it right now in the live chat. Prize giveaway link. All right. So you should see it in the live chat. Boom, shaka, alaka. Click on the link. After you click the link, you're going to fill out the form. Make sure that you put your correct email address, and then we'll do the draw. We're happy to do the draw. You could win a $5,000 account courtesy of City Traders Imperium. So you don't want to miss out on this opportunity. Feel free to share this with family, friends, and loved ones. Click the link, fill out the form, watch the live draw. It's that simple to win a $5,000 one-step account courtesy of CT. All right, so the topic of conversation today was an announcement made, or I guess a schedule item from Trump. Trump is due to speak this afternoon to kick off Power Hour. I think he must trade, or at least he knows the importance of Power Hour being the final hour of trading. So we'll get Trump kicking off a news announcement. If he starts on time, he will be starting right at the beginning of Power Hour, which is always an exciting time for us as traders. So what are we going to do today? How are we going to prepare for Trump's announcement? There's a few things that we can do. So usually, let's first go here first. Let's take it one step at a time. So we do have quite a bit of preparations to do today. So we'll be finishing up the show, and then we'll have the bulk of the day to kind of prepare for this announcement from Trump. But we do think that he's probably going to talk about a few things. He tends to cover multiple things as his presidency gets further and further along the line. He likes to kind of cover most of his bases, and I do wonder if he will open it up for questioning. That's another big one as well. Sometimes he does, sometimes he doesn't. But for today, I think the main item for us is this one here. That's what we're going to be looking for as we prepare for the day. We also have a few other things that we're looking at. There was an announcement about quantum. So the Trump administration mentioned late yesterday that they are expecting to enter the quantum space. And we ended up getting what was a nice move overnight in the quantum stocks. We saw this announcement here going into end of yesterday. So Trump administration in talks to take equity stakes in quantum computing firms. So it seems like it's a lot of things moving. Trump, they were looking at raw earths. Now they're looking at quantum stocks, and as a result, we saw quite a few big moves in the quantum names overnight. So things like, let's go with IONQ. It was down 6.8% yesterday, and then in pre-market, it's up 13.45. So it's the Trump effect. It's the Trump effect, having a massive move. So this is what potentially could be a good mover today, and also potentially something that is announced during Trump's press conference or announcements this afternoon. May not be the main headline announcement, but it definitely could be something that is covered throughout the announcements. We got an announcement here, a message here from Ballinair, bless up Fabi. All right, Ballinair in the house. Thank you for reporting for work. We have quite a great group of people. So shout out to everybody in the live chat. We have quite a well-versed and well-experienced group of people in the live chat. So please feel free to post. We do have another 25 minutes with you. So if you have questions, comments, concerns, anything that you've been looking at recently that you want us to cover, or just something that you've come across recently. Also, just a reminder right there, click on that bad boy and you'll be entered into the $5,000 prize giveaway. Also, it's in the live chat. So have a look at the live chat and you'll be able to enter our $5,000 giveaway at the end of the show today. You can get some good coins. All right. Okay. Just getting situated today. Let us know what you're trading. Let us know what you're looking at today. If you have any ideas of what Trump might be talking about, I think possibly talking a bit about what's going on with Russia. There was some mentioning about sanctions yesterday. So if we look here, oil really outperformed overnight. Here we go. I'm just going to pull up a quick chart of oil, and let's chat some charts. We're going to chat a little bit of charts here, because that's, I think, one of the most important things is when you're preparing for the day, you don't know exactly what the announcements are going to be. You don't know exactly where we're going to go from here, but you kind of have an idea of, where things can go in terms of maybe a more conservative move or maybe a bigger move. And one thing I've noticed as well is the volatility has increased over the last few weeks. So pretty much since that Friday drop that we got 2 Fridays ago, it's been fairly volatile. So oil's been moving quite nicely overnight, up about 3% on WTI. And this was off the back of some announcements out of the White House that they're looking to sanction 2 of the biggest Russian oil companies. So it's a very finicky market right now. The quote for today is keep calm and trade on. This is very simple. We're not going to be able to predict what Trump is going to say. We don't know exactly how things are going to move, but what we can do is prepare ourselves for what we think are the possible scenarios. So that's what we're going to try and go through for today. Okay, let's have a look at the various scenarios that we have in place for today. Just a reminder to everybody to make sure to smash the like button and make sure that you are subscribed to our YouTube channel. We are streaming live on City Traders Imperium and simulcast on our Signature FX YouTube channel. So make sure that you are smashing that like button, and that helps us to grow and to continue doing these every single week. All right. So let's start off. I think let's start off with Bitcoin. Yeah, let's do Bitcoin. I see some questions here about Bitcoin in the live chat. So let's start off with Bitcoin now. We kind of think it's definitely something that has been very highly correlated to risk assets in general. And whether or not that correlation will continue, I think is key for the next few weeks. Here we go into the year end. So sometimes some years we get a Santa Claus rally, and almost everybody that I've spoken to has said they're preparing for this Santa Claus rally, and that usually will spill over into things like crypto. So we hit that all-time high on the 7th of October. That happened to be a 7th of October was a Monday. Yeah. And then since then we've kind of stayed in this kind of channel where we're towards the bottom of it. So we came up through it in July, touched the highs, touched the highs again, hit the lows in August, hit the lows again. So we're kind of just doing a bit of this ping pong action here. And I think the big move is going to come outside of this. That's what we're kind of preparing for. Now, it may not happen today. I'm not sure if Trump's going to touch on crypto. I know there's been a lot of talk about his family and his, let's not say any names, but some of his connected people trading crypto and getting a lot of success off of the back of what he said. So interested to see if we do get another move back up to the highs here. The highs are around 120K. But what we're going to do, just to make this a little interesting for everybody, we are going to start doing a poll. So each show, we're going to have a poll. And today's show, the poll question for everybody is very, very simple. Will Bitcoin finish the year 2025 above or below 108K end of year? So I want you to all put that in the live chat. We'll do above or below. I'm going to type it out now. So will Bitcoin finish 2025 above or below 18K? Okay, and then we'll say above 80K and below 80K. So put that in the live chat. If you think it's going to be above or below, let us know, and we will use these at the end of the year. We'll see how we did, how close we were, how far off we were. So this poll will run for the whole duration of this show, and then each week we will then do another poll. So pop it in the live chat if you think Bitcoin's going to finish the year above or below 108K. Yeah, so these are the key levels for us. 108K on the downside, and then about 120 on the upside. Does it move a lot today off of Trump's announcement? I don't know. I wish I could tell you. I really wish I could tell you. But I do think over the next few days, we will see a bit of a move away from here. It doesn't tend to stay in this sort of 108 range for very long. That's something that definitely is kind of observed here. So a lot of orders building up around 100K. Notice that we did stay above 100K over the last few weeks as well. So that's worth noting for those of you who trade crypto and those of you who like to. There's a lot of different ways to play it. You can do ETFs, you can do crypto futures, you could do companies. So you have MSTR, you have Coinbase, you have Mara, you have Hut. So a lot of different ways to play this. But yeah, make sure you comment in the live chat whether or not Bitcoin will finish the year above or below 100K. Okay. So next up, we're gonna roll down. Let's have a look at some earnings. So we had earnings last night from good old-fashioned Tesla, and I think there was quite a few people interested in Tesla earnings. We've gotten what looks like a fairly muted move. I think the expected move was close to 7%. Correct me if I'm wrong, those of you who do follow earnings. But yeah, we got, so from here, let's do, all right, that's better. So from here, this was the close yesterday. and it's moved lower into the open. So this is all pre-market stuff here. So it's slightly down in pre-market. But if you would have gotten a short or put, you probably would find it difficult to make money on this. Not a very big move off of the back of some earnings from Tesla. So interesting to see. I know there was some summaries posted and some headlines, but for the earnings traders, it's always good to kind of keep an eye out on what's moving and shaking. We also had a meme stock, Beyond Meat. So that one did astronomically well earlier in the week, and then it went from $7 down to $2.88. I think in pre-market it may have hit $8. So that's another meme name. I think people are starting to get back on that meme wagon. The thoughts of GameStop are coming back. And so my thing is, if GameStop worked when nobody else was expecting it, very few people were able to catch it, does it work again now that everybody remembers GameStop? And I kind of tend to think it probably won't be as easy. But we'll see. It can get very silly. But the question, I guess, is it going to be the meme stocks that run? Or is it going to be the quantum stocks that run? Or is it going to be something like oil and energy that runs? It doesn't have to be the meme stocks, is what I'm trying to say. So back to this. Keep calm and trade on. That's what it's about. That's what it's about. So we want to be kind of have our focus a little bit flexible. So we're willing to kind of put our toe in the water for various different themes. And then when we do see something developing, we want to try and maximize our profits from that point. Okay, so we're going to take a very, very quick break right now, and we'll be back in about a few seconds. A reminder to please enter the prize giveaway. We have a few entries so far, but you want to hit the link in the live chat or right there, fill out the form, hit submit, and you could win a $5,000 account courtesy of CTI. So if you want that opportunity, I'm going to just give you one more warning. Click the link, fill out the form, and then the live draw will be at the end. And that's $5K just for you with your name on it. So we'll be back in a minute right after this. And then we'll cover quite a few other ideas that we have going into the second last trading day of the week. Also, reminder, CPI is tomorrow. So we'll be preparing for CPI, which is the first inflation data that we've gotten since the shutdown. Be back right after this. Welcome back to the show. It's a pre-market show. It's still Thursday, the 23rd of October, and I am still Mandela, rocking it with you today. Let's turn up the music a little bit. We're keeping it moving and grooving. We have a lovely group of people. Benjamin Praise, Enoch, Christy, Divine Miracle. Divine Miracle is also with us. We've put the form in the live chat. And we've also got SP King saying hello, everyone. Block Wires Update is also present and ready to have some fun. All right, let's go to S&P 500 because this is usually what we trade on a regular basis. And we kind of want to just prepare for this big day that's coming up right now. We got Trump knows that power hour is important. So Trump has decided to give us some sort of speech to kick off power hour today. S&P 500 not really moving much. Last few days have been a little bit undecided, I guess. A little bit like trying to figure out where to go. We'll have a look at the bigger picture in a second. But if we look at S&P in pre-market, finished the day around there, down and moving kind of in a very tight range. Maybe trying to figure out how to best position going into Thursday today. We had, I guess, a bit of a choppy day. We went down yesterday and then back up. Let's have a look at yesterday's price action here. So this was yesterday. Here we go. So that was yesterday. And so we ended up getting a bit of a gap up. We went higher here. Sorry, this is this week. I apologize. Yesterday we came down and then that got bought back up. And my concern here is if we do kind of come down and get bought up, I think a lot of people are expecting every dip to get bought. And I think the risk here is what happens if this dip doesn't get bought? And I don't hear from a lot of people consensus-wise that there is some downside protection. I think a lot of people were preparing for a drop in September. That didn't happen. And now I think there is some risk here. Maybe the majority of market participants are looking for this Santa Claus rally. So expecting us to hit some new all-time highs. I think there's a risk that there isn't a lot of downside hedging. There's a lack of downside hedging. So anybody who was hedged for September or is hedging for October may not be putting those hedges on for November and December. So we could possibly test. This was that Friday that we got back on the 10th. That big liquidity move there. We could be having a look back at those previous week's lows. I just feel like there is a scenario here where we have maybe we have kind of found a little bit of a near-term top, and I don't think many people are preparing for maybe a little bit of a consolidation here between the all-time highs and where we were on that Friday the 10th. So we've talked about it before, but there could be a bit of a topping formation. Now, the last time I said that, we went straight up. So a reminder to everybody, and this is always the case, but and I think most of you know this, nothing in this show should be viewed as investment advice. As always, you are responsible for your investing decisions. Make sure to consult a financial advisor before making any decisions based on any topics that we mention in any of our shows. And I think most of you know that. All right, so that's our thinking. I think you can't be too. I feel like you can't be too risk on here if we look back at how far we've come, and we keep talking about this. Yes, we've gone up. Yes, fundamentally not a whole lot has changed. I'm thinking of things like maybe there is some hold-ups with this China deal. Maybe there's a little bit of delays with the deal on tariffs. China, maybe some issues with Russia. There's also this issue with the banks, the regional banks. Is it nothing? We don't know. But we still haven't seen, pretty much since here, we haven't seen a 5% pullback. And I think that's something that we normally get every 180 days. So I kind of feel a little bit leaning towards, taking some of the risk off the table here. I know that the market can just rip up in my face, but it feels like we're getting a bit of a topping formation. And those are my famous last words. So just be very cautious here. I'm not saying to cash in your long-term positions. I'm not saying to go short. I'm not saying the market's going to crash today. I'm not saying that you need to get puts. All I'm saying is we've come a long way. Yesterday, we kind of respected those all-time highs. even if it was just for one day. We definitely did not break higher. So is this a topping formation? I think only time will tell. But I would just be a little bit more hesitant to just put everything all in, because not many people are talking about topping formations. Everybody's talking about preparing for the Santa Claus rally. So we like to be contrarian and look at the other side. This is S&P 500. We can look at the same thing on nasty NASDAQ. The nasty NASDAQ. So nasty NASDAQ actually made a new all-time high on Tuesday. But I mean, look, this could possibly be a double top. So this could be the second top, and then this is the second top. Now, like I said, famous last words and definitely not financial advice. We could see a rip higher with these purchases, these investments from the US government on quantum stocks. It's definitely possible. I would just be a little bit more defensive here, as everybody wants to go all in long calls until December. It's nice to have some insurance. It's always nice to have some insurance. So that's all I got to say. Prize giveaway. We're going to do the prize giveaway in about 2 minutes. So this is your last call, your very, very last opportunity to do the live prize giveaway. The link's there. There's also a link in the live chat. So please, please, please make sure you get your names in. I'm going to see who's joined so far. Okay, so we got 7 so far. Prize giveaway is something that I think is good for people, to encourage people to enter and to get an account, especially for those who maybe don't have that accessible capital and you want to have some capital to trade. So you're only allowed one entry. You can only win once every 30 days. It gives everybody an opportunity. And then the winner will be contacted via email. So make sure you put your correct email address for everybody to get contacted in the right way. So last call here, put the timer up. 1 more minute. So if you do want to forward this, actually let's do 2-minute warning. If you want to forward this to your granny and your favorite aunt, please do so in the next minute or so, and we'll be happy to give them an account as well. Okay. All right, so SP King, I think SP stands for S&P. SP King's very interested in the NASDAQ, seeing what happens today with the NASDAQ. I think it could be a very interesting set of days. And then a reminder for tomorrow, we do have, for the first time in a long time, we have some data. We got some data going on. CPI. I would do the hand signals for CPI, but I don't know how I would do the P properly. So yeah, it's nice to kind of get some CPI data. I know CTI post the earnings calendar on a regular basis, but let's see, for tomorrow, let's start off with today actually. So this is the news and views. It's nice to know what's coming up as well. That's kind of what the pre-market is about, being ready for the day, preparing for the day, making sure you know where things can come from, right? I know people don't trade news. A lot of people say they don't trade the news, but I think it's good to be aware of the news and what's happening, what's coming up. So we got existing home sales coming up in about 2 hours, 2 hours time, 1 hour's time, 1 hour's time, existing home sales. And we also have some treasury bills happening later on in the afternoon. For some reason, they don't have Trump's speech on here, but that may have been a late addition. And then for tomorrow, we have the big bad inflation. Here we go. I gotta get the CTI data sheet for this stuff. All right, so if we quickly look here, and then we're gonna do the live chat. Okay, this is what we're looking at tomorrow. So we'll try and jump on the show a little early tomorrow. Year over year CPI, we haven't gotten this since the since the government shutdown. So the number in question is a 0.4 increase in month-over-month CPI. And then the headline number, they call it 3.1 year-over-year inflation. So the thinking process behind this, or the reason this is important, is if inflation comes in line or as expected, then the chances are that the Fed will continue to cut aggressively. If inflation is higher or hotter, coming in hot. If inflation is hotter or higher, the Fed is less likely to cut, because cutting interest rates is inflationary. So it'll be interesting to see how that data comes out tomorrow. We'll be watching it, and like I said, we'll try our best to jump on a little bit early because the data comes out right at the start of the show. So we'll take it from there. We got SP Tucker in the office today, reporting for duty. Greetings, I bring to you. Greetings. How you doing, man? Thank you very much for joining us today. Always a pleasure to have such a great group of people. Okay, now is the time that you've all been waiting for. We are going to take this opportunity to do the live prize giveaway. We have quite a good group of entrants here. Some people, I think, have entered before. So I wish you all the best. I'm wishing you all the best. Nothing but success here as we get ready to give away this prize. So no more entrants, please. No more entrants for the prize giveaway. All right. Okay, the total number is 9. We got 9 responses. And yeah, good numbers here. Thank you for sharing this with your friends and family. And what we'll do is pop this here. These are the entrants here. We got a Ball in Air, John Lines, SP Tucker 71, Divine Miracle, SP King, Angela, Tesla Trader, ISO Real, and Enoch, all ready to go. So what we'll do is we're going to give it a go. So all the best, everybody. Okay. Divine Miracle, congratulations to Divine Miracle. Well done. Very well won here. So you will get contacted directly from CTI, and you will be given a $5,000 account with your name on it. Thank you very much to everybody who entered. We will be doing the same thing tomorrow. So if you'd like to join tomorrow and get entered into the prize giveaway, we will be giving away 1 free account tomorrow as well. So congratulations, Divine Miracle, for winning today's prize. Very, very well done. All right, that's it from us today. We're going to get ready to prepare for the trading day. We know that we're going to keep calm and trade on. I'm going to give away one of these. Keep calm and trade on. Very simple message that we need to remember. And there's another quote from Pax, and it goes something like this: the market can't beat me, only I can. The market cannot beat me, only I can. What does that mean? I'm the one that decides whether or not to follow my process. I'm the one that decides when to enter and how much to enter. I'm the one that decides whether to focus on the trade or enter the trade and then do something else and be distracted. I'm the one that decides where to get out. I'm the one that decides what to do while I'm in the trade. So when we're keeping calm and trading on, I think it's important to remember you have a lot of things within your control. The market is going to move no matter whether you're participating or not. But we need to take responsibility for the things that we are doing before, during, and after. And this is more so, I think, more so for shorter term trading, near term trading. But it also applies to investing as well. Being able to cut your losses quickly is something that is not easy, not easily done. But we are the ones who can keep our accounts alive. So, and we need to be accountable to ourselves. That's the message for today. That's it. That's it from me. Everybody have a wonderful day. Got another comment here. Greetings and salutations from SP Tucker. Another big shout out going out to Ballinair Squared. Peace and love. Peace and love, my brother. Keep your head up and all the best with your trading throughout the day. Also, special shout outs to everybody else in the office. Benjamin Praise, Enoch. We got Andrew. Andrew's going to be live with us tomorrow on tomorrow's show. Christy 8. We have, who else we got? Sachi. Sachi was in there. I didn't see Sachi earlier. Blockwire updates. SP King. Solomons. And looks like, I think that's it. Also, a big shout out to Justina as well. Justina has been the one keeping everybody in line in the live chat. So from all of us here at CTI and also simulcast on Signature FX, I want to say have a wonderful day, everybody. Make sure you're prepared for this Trump announcement. And a reminder that tomorrow morning, 1 hour before markets open in the US, we will be getting the first inflation data since the government shutdown, and that could provide us with some volatility. So we want to be prepared for that as well. Okay, that's it. That's it. Okay, the last thing I'll say, and this is something that I think we all need to remember: keep calm and trade on. Until tomorrow, happy trading, everybody.